Hey guys, Davey here from phonebuff.com. In this video I'm doing a review on the HTC EVO 4G LTE from Sprint. Basically this guy is Sprint's variant of the HTC One X, but of course being an EVO it does have a few extra features which I'll get into later on in the video. But for now let's go ahead and do a quick hardware tour. On the front of the device you have this big display that's 4.7 inches going diagonally. It has 1280 by 720 resolution, so it's an HD screen. Giving you a PPI of 312. At the bottom of the front, you have a capacitive back, home, and multitask buttons. On the top, you have your 1.3 megapixel front-facing camera, capable of 720 video capture. Got your earpiece right over here. At the top of the phone, you have your power button right over there, your secondary microphone, and 3.5mm headset jack. On the bottom of the device, you have nothing but your main microphone. On the left, you have your micro USB charging port. On the right, you have your volume rocker for volume up and down, and your dedicated camera button. On the back of the device, you have your 8 megapixel camera capable of 1080p video capture. You've got your LED flash. You've got a kickstand, so I'll go ahead and try to pull this guy out if I can. There you go. So you got a kickstand, which is unique to the EVO, and HTC logo, Sprint logo. Got this matte black look with shiny at the top. Got your speaker grill right here at the bottom, and let's go ahead and pull this guy off. This guy is removable. The phone does have NFC capability. You can see it has a whole bunch of little connections here for the back cover. You've got a micro SD slot that you could actually expand, which is really nice. It's right over here actually. I don't know why I'm pointing over here. It's right over here. Also, the phone on the inside has a non-removable 2000 milliamp battery. Underneath the hood, the guy has a 1.5 gigahertz Snapdragon S4 dual core processor and 1 gigabyte of RAM. So that's pretty much it for the device as far as the hardware goes. It's about 8.98 millimeters thick, so definitely a thin phone. It is pretty light as well. It weighs only 134 grams or 4.72 ounces. So feels really good in the hand. Pretty sturdy build quality, but let's go ahead and talk about what I like and dislike. If you guys follow the channel, you guys know in my reviews, I start with what I dislike about a phone and I end it with what I like. I like to end on a positive note with all my phones. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and do that and talk about a couple of things that I wish were a little bit different on the EVO 4G LTE. Alright, so the first thing that I dislike about the EVO 4G LTE is the shiny back cover. I mean, I think a lot of people actually notice this and dislike it. I know there's a few people out there who like it, or a lot of you guys who like it, but I'm not one of them. I feel like this guy picks up a lot of fingerprints and it just doesn't go with the phone. I mean, the whole phone is matte black. You know, on the front, it's all matte black. On the sides, it's matte black. Of course, you have the silver aluminum outline, but anyway, on the back, it's matte black over here, and it's the anodized material that HTC uses, basically scratch resistant, which is really nice. You know, you scratch all you want, you see a little bit of residue, but that's really just your fingernail. Anyway, the back cover, this top part, this doesn't go with it. Thankfully, it is removable, so my hope is that maybe somebody on the, some third-party maker makes a custom back cover that is matte black just like the rest of the phone. But considering that it has all these little connections, I see that being a lot harder than it sounds. So we'll see if that happens. If it does, I'll be really happy because it will take away one of the things I dislike about this phone, making it, all that much better. Let's try to get this guy on correctly. The next thing that I dislike about the EVO 4G LTE, and this is pretty much with all HTC devices, is the lock screen button location. They put them at the top of the device. Now, it's fine for the smaller devices, even on the HTC One S being a 4.3 inch screen. This guy's 4.7 inches, so it's definitely a bigger device. So I find it a little bit harder to reach all the way up here and press the power button to turn the screen on. On a phone like the Galaxy S3, you have it on the side, which does make it a lot easier for me. Also on the Galaxy S3 you have a physical home button which brings the screen on as well. Over here these guys are capacitive, so obviously it's not going to do anything unless the screen is on in the first place. So that's another thing I dislike. And the last thing I dislike is the non-removable battery. You can't pull this guy out. I mean, if you run out of juice, you're out of juice, you got to charge it up. Obviously they have a 2000 milliamp battery, which is actually more than the typical One X, so that's nice to see that HTC did that. But at the same time, I just wish I had the option to choose. It's nice to see that they gave us the option to choose with memory, with the expandable memory card, but unfortunately they didn't do the same with battery. But anyway, those are the things that I dislike. I mean, honestly, not that long, so only just 3 things. The rest of the phone I like, and we'll go ahead and talk about some of those things right now. Alright, so the first of many things I like, honestly I'm not going to be able to go through all of them, but the first thing that I like is the screen on the EVO. I mean, the screen is 4.7 inches, it's an HD screen, so it's 1280 by 720, but it's also a Super LCD 2 screen, so you don't have that, shared sub-pixel layout like you would on the Galaxy S3 with the AMOLED screens. It's a lot brighter than you would expect on the AMOLED screen, and has a higher PPI, 312. So I mean, everything just looks clear. I did a screen comparison on the channel between this phone and the Galaxy S3. If you guys want to check it out. Personally, I like this one a little bit more, mainly due to the fact that when I'm out in the sun, I can see the screen a little bit easier than I can the Galaxy S3 because it is brighter. I don't have to, try to cover the glare from the sun like this because the screen's bright enough for me not to have to do that. So that's the first thing that I really like. But with an HD screen like this, and also considering that this is a 4G LTE phone, the second thing that I like is the kickstand. So obviously it's unique to the EVO brand. On Sprint, go ahead and pull out the kickstand. This guy's a little bit harder to take out than it looks, but kickstand is nice and sturdy, and what more would you want than being able to watch HD video, or in this case Google Earth. Somehow I managed to open that. On the screen, you can set it down and look at it that way, but that's not it. You could actually flip this guy over and go the other way if you want a different slope. So if you want a different angle, you just hit it like that. This one's a little bit less of a slope, which is obviously a nice thing to see. So you have two different options kind of with the same kickstand. Like I said, it's really sturdy. Put it in like that, and then once it's in, you don't even feel it. It's like it's not even there. So it's just one of those things that are a nice extra. If you don't like it, guess what? You don't have to use it. If you like it, then great. I definitely like it, so that's another thing that I like about the EVO. And another thing that I like is the camera button. It's actually a dedicated button. So normally you have to press, the camera button. You have to put it on your home screen or app dock in order to access it. And I do that with, pretty much every Android phone I have. They seem to have gotten rid of that. But it's nice to see that HTC came back with it. Makes it really easy to take pictures and launch your camera. I will say that it seems to lag sometimes to open up the camera from here. For example, if I were to close out the camera, so I think I just closed it out, and press and hold this guy, you can see it's lagging a little. I mean, okay, I'll let go, and now it opens. So it takes a really long time, but of course, once it's open, it doesn't take that long. Well, maybe it does. So anyway, I don't know why. I mean, that's obviously the software issue, because if I tap this guy, boom, it opens up right away, and that's one of the things I like. And that's one of the things I'll talk about. So now we talk about the dedicated camera, let's talk about the camera itself. I mean, it launches up really quick if you're using the software button at least. And I'm sure, once they do the update, it'll fix that hardware issue as far as it lagging. But one thing with HTC Sense is, and the HTC image chip, is you're able to take a whole bunch of pictures at once. So it's burst photo mode by pressing and holding. Took a bunch of pictures of my little Android that has his ears chopped off, unfortunately. I could choose the best shot just like that, and takes absolutely great pictures, takes great video. Check out the video sample I did on the channel as well. Gives you a better idea as far as the video and audio quality that you can expect out of this 8 megapixel camera on the back. Next thing that I like about the phone is the speed. So like I said earlier, it has a 1.5 gigahertz Snapdragon S4 dual core processor. So this phone is definitely no slouch. It's really fast. I mean, what you'd expect out of any phone with the S4 running Android Ice Cream Sandwich 4.04. So I'll go ahead and show you that right now since I mentioned it. Where is the software information? There you go. So it's actually Android 4.03, I'm sorry. So once it gets the update, it should go to 4.04, or I'm not sure if they'll just skip it all together and go to Jelly Bean. But anyway, really fast experience. I mean, the app's pretty much open as soon as you tap on them. So definitely something that I really enjoy in here. I did a side-by-side comparison as far as the speed goes with the Galaxy S3. Galaxy S3 did edge it out a little bit, considering it does have an extra gigabyte of RAM. This guy only has 1, Galaxy S3 has 2, but I mean, really, we're talking a difference of milliseconds, so it's not that big of a deal. And honestly, it's like comparing a Lamborghini and a Ferrari. If I had to say which one is what, I'll say this one's a Ferrari just because it's black and red, and those are Ferrari colors. But anyway, you're gonna get a really fast performing device. I absolutely love the performance out of here. Match that with the screen, the dedicated camera button, and the little kickstand. You have a great entertainment device in the EVO 4G LTE. And like the name implies, it has 4G LTE, which makes streaming all your online content really nice on here. But that's pretty much all I want to say. I mean, I do like the micro expandable SD card slot, which is nice because a lot of phones seem to be ditching those. At least the last recent HTC phones have been doing so. So it's nice to see that, especially since I consider that entertainment device really. You want to have a big memory card so you can store all your movies and shows and whatnot and music on here. Obviously, it has Beats audio. Beats by Dre by Dr. Dre, which is nice. You have HD voice capabilities, which is, you know, one of the first phones with HD voice on Sprint's network. Like I said, it has NFC, so it comes preloaded with Google Wallet. Let's see if I can find that. So tap on this guy, and Bluetooth 4.0 and stuff like that. So I mean, you've got everything, you know, that you'd expect out of a high-end phone on here. Overall, I mean, I do recommend this phone. I love it. It's really close between this and the Galaxy S3. I mean, if you want, you know, certain things, you might go for the Galaxy S3. If you want, you know, more of an entertainment device, I'd recommend the EVO 4G LTE because that kickstand in combination with the, you know, I think it's a better screen as far as, you know, the brightness and clarity and the dedicated camera button. You can't really go wrong with the EVO 4G LTE. So you really have to decide what you like. But if you go over the things that, you know, that I pointed out as far as disliking it, then this is definitely a device for you. But anyway, that's it for me in this video. If you found it helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe. Like I said, I'm gonna be doing a lot more videos. I'm gonna be doing an in-depth review of the HTC Sense UI, so that way you guys can get a better idea as far as, you know, what to expect from Sense if you haven't played with it before. But anyway, thank you for watching the video.